Hey everybody, Dan here. I just wanted to do a quick review on this XR55 that I picked up um, from Gold's Gym. It's actually made by Icon Fitness, which is a more entry level, lower end of the market piece of exercise equipment that you can pick up. Now I'll start off by saying that this wasn't purchased by me to serve as my only piece of workout equipment. I actually have some other Bowflex pieces, the SelectTech dumbbells and a bench, which I primarily use for free weight exercises. This was brought in so I could do different exercises like lat pull downs, some exercises with your legs, chest presses, things like that, just to get some variety in. I don't want to harp too much on the build quality just because it is a lower end piece, but I did want to point out some things that I really wish I would have known before I had purchased the unit. I went through a lot of reviews on Amazon, Sears, Hayneedle, different websites, and everything was kind of glowing about how great this machine was. And I felt like a lot of the reviews were being left by people who were just starting out, which again is what this machine was built for. It was built for them, but I would consider myself more of an intermediate workout enthusiast who's been doing this for a little while. So I kind of wanted to put some things out there that maybe most people won't know or won't look to see if it's going to work for them or not in terms of range of motion, weight, things like that. So just kind of want to point out some things here. The first thing that I would probably say is there's some good aspects of this machine. I really like the chest presses, the butterfly. Um, Capabilities of the arms are really good. Build quality of the seat, the Preacher curl pad, the leg extensions, those are really good. I've been really pleased with those. I really enjoy doing low pulley rows, leg extensions, leg curls. I really like doing tricep exercises, even lat pull downs, though I have to modify my technique a little bit. I really enjoy doing those too, and I'll kind of get into more of why I've had to modify what I'm doing. So kind of start pointing out things that maybe aren't the best on this machine now. The first thing that I would point out is this cross member here. If they would have extended it probably by 5 or 6 inches, it would have made a world of difference. The reason being is that it's so close to your arm press mechanism here that it creates some issues with some certain exercises. The first being that lat pull downs, and I'll try and get a profile view so you can see here. When you pull this straight down, you end up hitting these arms. There's just no way around it. Especially with an exercise like lat pull downs where you need to arch your back and really keep everything pinned together, your traps nice and tight, and pull towards your chest, there's just very little to no room to actually pull this in towards yourself. You can't get it past those arms. So what I've ended up having to do is modify it and actually remove the Preacher pad and sit backwards on it and pull this way away from the machine so that I actually can get a full range of motion on it. And the issue with that is that these are here to help stabilize your legs while you pull. You don't have that same capability on this side. There's nothing to help kind of lock in your legs. The other big issue is a rubbing that happens if you're using this and you're pulling it front ways out from the machine. What happens is you have a little PVC cable coating here that rubs against this and it ends up kind of shredding it. It could have been avoided if they would have just put a small pulley or something to actually help block that cable from rubbing against there, but every time I'm working out, either during or right after, there's all kinds of little small shredded pieces of plastic around here that I ended up having to wipe off, so I'm really not confident that's going to be safe for a long period of use. The next major issue is the height of these towers here, and the reason that I say that it's a major issue is because if you're utilizing this low pulley to do any kind of cable crossovers, upright rows, let's see what else, barbell curls, anything like that, generally your range of motion is about half of what it should be. And the reason is because this top weight will end up slamming into the bumper at the top of the tower here. It creates kind of an unsafe situation because you're really drastically stop your range of motion about halfway through, which isn't good. The other major issue is the pulley design itself. While I understand that it gets you a lot more weight because you're combining resistance with actual weight, the leaps that it goes up by are very dangerous in my opinion. And I'll give you an example. If you use the low pulley here for barbell curls, you start off at 57 pounds with the steel locking mechanism out, so that's just a single weight there. Through the resistance of the pulleys, you start out at about 57 pounds. Your next jump up is about 84 pounds. If your workout is just in the beginning stages and you're more of a novice enthusiast, you're going to try to do that and most likely end up hurting yourself. Same thing if you try to do a cable crossover with 57 pounds just starting out. That's just an excessive amount of weight. You're going to end up hurting yourself. You're going to pull something, tear something, strain something. It's just not a good idea. I really do actually like using the machine for rows. You just flip this plate up and then you can pull out this way. The machine's nice and stable and you actually have a decent range of motion there, but after using this machine for a little while, you'll definitely start paying attention and focusing on the weight, how close it is, which kind of, in my opinion, feels like it takes away from me focusing on the exercise itself, just because I don't want that immediate abrupt stop when the weight hits the top bumper. So you really have to figure out whether the exercises that you can use this for are worth what you pay, or whether it's worth it to spend a couple extra $100, get something that's a little bit more stable and maybe uses more weight-based pulls that as opposed to resistance-based uses. Again, for 285, what can you expect? What's expecting too much, what's not expecting enough? I don't know. I can't answer that. All I know is that if I would have known a lot of these things before I'd purchased the unit, I probably would have put a little bit more time into researching other units and probably eventually gone with something else and paid a little bit more money. For my personal needs, it would have made more sense that way. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'll see what I can do about answering them. And thanks for taking a look, and good luck.